projected 50% increase in legal and immigration services market by 2025, effects on the legal technology and humanitarian aid sectors. Introduction. The legal and immigration services market is on the cusp of a significant transformation anticipated to grow by 50% by 2025. This growth reflects broader trends in societal needs, technological advancements, and evolving political landscapes. The implications of this increase will be felt across various sectors, particularly in the legal profession, technology, and humanitarian aid. This report synthesizes insights from recent studies and expert analyses to explore how these changes might unfold. 1. Legal sector transformation. 1.1 Current market dynamics. According to the 2025 report on the state of the legal market by Thomson Reuters, law firms are currently navigating a transformative phase. This report highlights the necessity for law firms to adopt innovative practices to remain competitive. The legal profession is gradually shifting from traditional billing methods to alternative pricing structures, driven by the need for client-centric service models. 1.2 Demand resilience amid challenges. Despite economic uncertainties, the demand for legal services is projected to remain robust, especially during periods of political instability. Clients often turn to legal counsel to mitigate risks associated with changing regulations or unexpected political events. The report indicates that law firms that effectively integrate advanced technologies such as artificial intelligence (AI) are better positioned for sustained growth. 1.3 Emphasis on technology and innovation. The integration of technology into legal practices is not merely a trend but a necessity. Law firms are urged to invest strategically in technology to enhance productivity and adapt to evolving market demands. The rise of generative AI is particularly noteworthy, as it is expected to reshape talent acquisition and operational models within firms. This shift includes a growing emphasis on experienced hires and a re-evaluation of the role of junior associates. 2. Technology integration. 2.1 Strategic investments in technology. The legal industry's growth is intricately linked to advancements in technology. Firms are encouraged to prioritize technological investments that facilitate operational efficiencies. This includes adopting AI-driven tools for document review, case management, and client communication. As a result, firms can streamline processes and improve service delivery. 2.2 Changing pricing models. The traditional billable hour model is being challenged by alternative pricing structures. Law firms are increasingly adopting value-based pricing strategies that align fees with the perceived value of services rendered rather than the time invested. This shift is indicative of a broader trend towards client centricity in legal practices. 2.3 Evolving talent structures. The shift towards technology integration is also altering the composition of law firms. There is a noticeable increase in the hiring of experienced lateral partners as firms prioritize expertise over junior-level positions. This evolution reflects a strategic response to the complexities of modern legal challenges, where seasoned professionals are better equipped to navigate intricate legal landscapes. 3. Humanitarian aid implications. 3.1 Growing demand for immigration services. As the legal and immigration services market expands, there is an implied increase in the demand for humanitarian aid related to immigration. The evolving landscape of immigration policies presents unique challenges and opportunities for legal practitioners focused on serving migrants and refugees. 3.2 Intersection of legal and humanitarian efforts. The growth in immigration services necessitates a collaborative approach between legal professionals and humanitarian organizations. As legal frameworks evolve, the intersection of these sectors becomes increasingly important. Effective advocacy for migrants will require both legal expertise and a deep understanding of humanitarian principles. 3.3 Need for integrated solutions. Addressing the needs of migrants and refugees effectively will require integrated solutions that combine legal services with humanitarian aid. This may involve partnerships between law firms and nonprofit organizations to provide comprehensive support to vulnerable populations. By leveraging resources from both sectors, stakeholders can create more impactful interventions. 4. Common key points. 4.1 Necessity for adaptation and innovation. A recurring theme across the reviewed sources is the urgency for law firms to innovate and adapt. The legal landscape is changing rapidly, and firms that fail to embrace new technologies and practices risk obsolescence. The focus on client-centric approaches and the challenges posed by traditional billing models are critical considerations for future success. 4.2 Role of economic and political factors. Economic and political factors will play a significant role in shaping the demand for legal services. The outcomes of political events such as elections can create fluctuations in demand as clients seek legal guidance to navigate uncertainties. Law firms must remain agile and responsive to these external influences. 4.3 Challenges in future outlook. While the outlook for the legal market is positive, potential challenges remain. Economic uncertainties and the evolving regulatory environment could dampen growth in certain areas. However, firms that proactively address these challenges through strategic investments and innovative practices will likely thrive. 5. Differences between sources. While the Thomson Reuters report provides an in-depth analysis of the legal market's transformation, other sources offered limited insights or were inaccessible. The lack of specific data on immigration trends and humanitarian implications from some sources hindered a comprehensive understanding of the full spectrum of impacts related to the projected market growth. 6. Timeline of events. The insights compiled suggest that the legal market is in a significant transition phase with substantial changes expected by 2025. Current performance metrics serve as a baseline for evaluating future growth and demand fluctuations influenced by external factors. As firms prepare for this shift, the integration of new technologies and adaptive business models will be critical to their success. Conclusion. The projected 50% increase in the legal and immigration services market by 2025 presents both opportunities and challenges across various sectors. The legal profession must embrace innovation and technology to adapt to changing client needs and market dynamics. As the demand for immigration services grows, the intersection of legal and humanitarian efforts will require collaborative approaches to effectively address the needs of migrants and refugees. Overall, the future of the legal and immigration services market will hinge on the ability of stakeholders to navigate this evolving landscape with foresight and agility. The projected 50% increase in the legal and immigration services market by 2025 presents several counterintuitive insights across the legal, technology, and humanitarian aid sectors. 1. Legal sector resilience amid economic uncertainty. One might expect that economic downturns would lead to decreased demand for legal services. However, the legal sector is anticipated to thrive during politically and economically tumultuous times. This is counterintuitive, as one might assume that clients would cut back on legal expenditures during hard times. Instead, they are likely to seek legal counsel to navigate risks associated with instability, thereby increasing demand for legal services. 2. Generative AI's role in law. While many industries are cautious about AI due to fears of job loss in the legal sector, generative AI is seen as a tool for growth rather than a threat. The integration of AI is expected to enhance productivity and reshape talent models within law firms, favoring experienced hires over traditional junior associates. This is counterintuitive because one would expect that the introduction of AI would lead to a decrease in the need for human lawyers. Yet it appears to be creating a demand for more skilled professionals who can leverage AI effectively. 3. Alternative pricing models. The traditional billable hour model in law has long been a staple of the industry. However, there is a significant shift towards alternative pricing structures that prioritize value over time spent. This is counterintuitive, as many might assume that clients would always prefer the predictability of hourly billing. Instead, clients are increasingly seeking transparency and value, indicating a fundamental change in client expectations and the nature of legal service provision. 4. Impact of political events on demand. The expectation that the legal market will experience a surge in demand following political changes is counterintuitive. Typically, one might expect a stable political environment to correlate with steady business operations. However, the report suggests that the uncertainties and potential policy changes resulting from elections often drive clients to seek legal advice proactively, thereby increasing demand for legal services. 5. Technology as a double-edged sword. While technology is generally viewed as a means to streamline operations and reduce costs, the legal industry faces challenges in balancing technological advancements with the need for human oversight. The reliance on AI and other technologies can lead to a paradox where firms must invest heavily in technology while simultaneously re-evaluating the roles of their employees. This duality creates a situation where firms are pressured to innovate but must also navigate the complexities of workforce restructuring, which is not a straightforward path to efficiency. 6. Humanitarian aid and legal services intersection. The assumption that humanitarian aid operates independently of legal services is challenged by the projected increase in immigration services. As legal support becomes more critical in addressing the needs of migrants and refugees, the integration of legal expertise into humanitarian efforts becomes essential. This collaboration is counterintuitive because it suggests that legal services are not merely a transactional necessity but a vital component of effective humanitarian intervention. In summary, the projected growth in the legal and immigration services market by 2025 reveals several counterintuitive insights that challenge conventional wisdom. This growth is not merely a reflection of increased demand but also illustrates a transformative shift in how legal services are perceived and delivered, emphasizing resilience in the face of uncertainty, the strategic integration of technology, and the evolving relationship between legal and humanitarian sectors. The projected 50% increase in the legal and immigration services market by 2025 is a significant trend that many may overlook in its broader implications. While the overarching themes of transformation, technology integration, and humanitarian aid are discussed, there are specific nuances and underlying factors that can have profound effects across sectors. Here are important content points from the report that merit deeper consideration. 1. Transformational shift in the legal sector. The legal profession is undergoing a fundamental transformation, but the significance of this shift is often underestimated. As law firms adapt to new business models and technology, they are not just enhancing their efficiency, they are redefining the nature of legal practice. The shift from traditional practices to innovative business models means that firms will increasingly focus on client-centric practices, which may lead to more accessible and diverse legal services. This evolution is crucial not just for the firms but also for clients who may benefit from more tailored and effective legal solutions. 2. Impact of generative AI. The specific implications of generative AI on the legal market are noteworthy. While the integration of AI is acknowledged, the depth of its potential to reshape workflows, talent acquisition, and service delivery is often overlooked. Generative AI could lead to a rethinking of how legal services are structured, as firms may leverage AI for document review, research, and even client interaction, thus reducing costs and increasing efficiency. However, this also raises ethical considerations around the reliance on AI in sensitive legal matters, which may not get the attention it deserves. 3. Shifting talent models. The report mentions a shift towards hiring more experienced legal professionals while reducing the reliance on junior associates. This trend is significant because it suggests a potential loss of mentorship opportunities for young lawyers and may lead to a more homogeneous workforce in terms of experience. Additionally, the implications for legal education and training are profound. as law schools may need to adjust their curricula to prepare students for a market that prioritizes experienced hires over entry-level positions. 4. Economic and political influences. The connection between political events and legal services demand is a critical but often overlooked factor. As the report notes, economic and geopolitical instability tends to drive clients toward legal counsel. However, the nuances of how specific political events such as elections or changes in immigration policy can impact demand for certain legal services warrant closer examination. For instance, shifts in immigration laws can create spikes in demand for immigration attorneys, which is significant for both the legal sector and the affected populations. 5. Client-centric focus. The report emphasizes the need for law firms to adopt a client-centric focus, which may seem like a straightforward directive. However, the significance lies in how this approach can democratize access to legal services. By prioritizing client needs and exploring alternative pricing structures, firms may become more accessible to underserved populations. This shift could lead to a more equitable legal landscape, particularly for individuals who may have previously faced barriers to obtaining legal assistance. 6. Humanitarian aid intersection. The anticipated increase in immigration services is expected to drive demand for legal support in humanitarian contexts, a point that deserves more emphasis. As immigration policies become more complex, the intersection of legal and humanitarian efforts will require innovative collaborations. The evolving landscape necessitates that legal practitioners not only understand immigration law but also the humanitarian implications of their work. This shift towards collaborative approaches is essential for effectively addressing the challenges faced by migrants and refugees. 7. Alternative pricing structures. The movement away from traditional billing models to alternative pricing structures that emphasize value is significant. This shift is not merely a financial adjustment, it reflects a broader change in how legal services are perceived and valued by clients. The adoption of value-based pricing could lead to more transparent and predictable costs for clients, fostering greater trust in the legal profession. This shift may also encourage firms to focus on outcomes rather than hours billed, fundamentally changing the client-firm relationship. 8. Technological adaptation. The emphasis on strategic investments in technology is critical. Yet the report does not delve deeply into the potential challenges firms may face in this transition. The integration of new technologies requires not only financial investment but also cultural shifts within organizations. Resistance to change, cybersecurity concerns, and the need for ongoing training are obstacles that firms must navigate to realize the benefits of technology fully. 9. Future outlook and strategic planning. The report's insights suggest that while the legal market is poised for growth, firms must remain agile and responsive to ongoing changes. The anticipation of weaker demand in 2025 due to global economic uncertainties points to the necessity for effective risk management strategies. Firms that proactively develop contingency plans and diversify their service offerings will be better positioned to weather potential downturns. In conclusion, the projected growth in the legal and immigration services market by 2025 is a complex phenomenon with nuanced implications across various sectors. The transformation of the legal profession, the integration of technology, the shifting talent landscape, and the intersection with humanitarian aid are all critical areas deserving of deeper exploration. Understanding these factors is essential for legal practitioners, policymakers, and stakeholders to navigate the evolving landscape effectively and to ensure that the benefits of this growth are realized equitably across society. 1. Legal sector transformation. The projected 50% increase in the legal and immigration services market by 2025 signifies a transformative shift in the legal profession. Law firms must innovate and adapt to stay competitive, emphasizing the integration of advanced technologies such as generative AI. This transformation requires a move towards client-centric practices and innovative business models. The resilience of legal services demand during political uncertainties highlights the essential role of legal counsel and risk mitigation, underscoring the need for firms to embrace change to leverage growth opportunities. 2. Technology integration. The interdependence between the legal industry's growth and technological advancements is crucial. Law firms are urged to strategically invest in technology to enhance productivity and meet evolving market demands. This shift includes the adoption of alternative pricing structures that focus on value rather than traditional billing models. The ongoing integration of AI is reshaping talent models within firms, leading to a greater emphasis on experienced hires and a re-evaluation of the roles of junior associates. This technological evolution presents both challenges and opportunities for law firms to redefine their operational frameworks. 3. Humanitarian aid implications. The anticipated increase in immigration services indicates a growing demand for legal support in the humanitarian aid sector. As immigration policies evolve, there is a pressing need for collaboration between legal and humanitarian efforts to address the needs of migrants and refugees effectively. This intersection highlights the importance of legal services in supporting humanitarian initiatives and suggests that law firms may play a pivotal role in shaping policies and providing necessary legal assistance in a rapidly changing immigration landscape. For economic and political factors, the legal market's growth trajectory is intricately linked to external economic and political factors. Anticipated fluctuations in demand and economic uncertainty may challenge growth prospects in 2025. However, political events, such as the outcomes of elections, can influence demand for legal services, as clients often seek legal counsel during periods of instability. Law firms must be prepared to navigate these external pressures and adapt their strategies accordingly to maintain resilience and capitalize on opportunities arising from changing political climates. 1. Brown v. Board of Education 1954. This landmark Supreme Court case addressed racial segregation in public schools. The court's unanimous decision declared that separate but equal educational facilities for racial minorities and whites were inherently unequal, thus unconstitutional under the Equal Protection Clause of the 14th Amendment. This case had a profound impact on civil rights, leading to increased efforts to end segregation and discrimination not only in education but across various sectors of society, influencing subsequent legislation and social movements. 2. Roe v. Wade 1973. This pivotal Supreme Court decision recognized a woman's legal right to have an abortion under the right to privacy implied by the Due Process Clause of the 14th Amendment. The ruling effectively struck down many state laws that restricted access to abortion, significantly impacting women's rights and reproductive health policy. The case galvanized movements for and against abortion rights, shaping the political landscape in the United States and influencing legal frameworks regarding personal liberties and healthcare access. 3. United States v. Nixon 1974. This case revolved around President Richard Nixon's refusal to release tape recordings related to the Watergate scandal, citing executive privilege. The Supreme Court unanimously held that the president is not above the law and must comply with judicial subpoenas. This decision reinforced the principle of accountability in government and had lasting implications for the balance of power among the branches of government, setting a precedent for future conflicts between the executive branch and the judiciary. Future outlook: impact of projected 50% increase in legal and immigration services market by 2025. The anticipated 50% growth in the legal and immigration services market by 2025 is set to reshape multiple sectors significantly. This forecast is driven by technological advancements, evolving legal practices, and changing immigration dynamics. Below are predictions regarding the future implications for the legal, technology, and humanitarian aid sectors. 1. Transformation of the legal sector. The legal industry is on the brink of a major transformation. Law firms must innovate to remain competitive, focusing on technology integration and client-centric service delivery. Predictions include increased adoption of AI and automation. by 2025 the use of generative AI and other advanced technologies will become standard in legal practices. These tools will streamline document review, contract management, and case analysis, significantly reducing operational costs and improving efficiency. Shift in talent acquisition. The demand for experienced legal professionals will rise, with firms prioritizing lateral hires over junior associates. This shift will result in a more seasoned workforce capable of navigating complex legal landscapes. Alternative billing models. Traditional billable hour models will face further challenges, paving the way for value-based pricing structures. This shift will enhance client relationships, allowing firms to align their services with the specific needs and outcomes desired by clients. Resilience amid economic uncertainty. Although potential economic downturns may impact demand for legal services, historical trends suggest that periods of political and economic instability often lead to increased legal consultations as businesses seek to mitigate risks. 2. Technology integration. The intersection of legal services and technology will be pivotal in shaping the market's future. Key predictions include strategic technology investments. Law firms will increasingly invest in technology to enhance productivity, with a focus on tools that facilitate remote work and collaboration. By 2025, firms that effectively leverage technologies will outperform their competitors. Emergence of legal tech startups. The growth in the legal services market will spur the emergence of legal tech startups focused on creating innovative solutions for client engagement, case management, and compliance. These startups will challenge traditional law firms and offer alternative service models. Enhanced cybersecurity measures. As reliance on technology increases, so will the need for robust cybersecurity protocols to protect sensitive client data. Firms will likely invest heavily in cybersecurity measures to safeguard against growing threats. 3. Humanitarian aid sector implications. The projected increase in immigration services suggests significant developments in the humanitarian aid sector. Predictions include increased demand for legal aid services. As immigration policies evolve, there will be a heightened need for legal assistance for migrants and refugees. Organizations providing humanitarian aid will collaborate with legal services to address the complexities of immigration law effectively. Focus on holistic support models. The legal and humanitarian sectors will increasingly adopt collaborative frameworks, offering integrated services that address not just legal needs but also social, psychological, and economic support for migrants. Advocacy for policy changes. As legal services expand, advocacy efforts will intensify to influence immigration policy reforms. Legal professionals will play a crucial role in shaping policies that protect the rights of migrants and refugees. 4. Economic and political influences. The future landscape of the legal and immigration services market will be significantly influenced by economic and political factors. Key predictions include impact of global events. Major geopolitical events and shifts in government policies will continue to affect demand for legal services. Law firms that remain agile and responsive to these changes will thrive. Client-centric strategies. The increasing importance of client engagement will lead to the development of tailored legal solutions that prioritize client needs and preferences. Firms will leverage data analytics to better understand and anticipate client demands. Sustainability and ethics. There will be a growing emphasis on sustainable and ethical legal practices. Firms that prioritize corporate social responsibility and engage in pro bono work will enhance their reputation and attract socially conscious clients. Conclusion. The projected 50% increase in the legal and immigration services market by 2025 heralds a new era of transformation across the legal, technology, and humanitarian aid sectors. Legal firms will need to embrace innovation and adapt their business models to thrive in this evolving landscape. Technology will play a critical role in enhancing service delivery, while the humanitarian sector will increasingly intersect with legal services to support vulnerable populations. By anticipating these changes and proactively addressing emerging challenges, stakeholders across these sectors can position themselves for success in the years ahead.